Hi, and I'm back for the second round of corn tortillas, and we got our ball that I had. And what you do is you take it and you take a knife. Now it's compacted, and if little chunks fall off as you cut it, no big deal, it's okay. So let me show you what that looks like. You cut it in half, and then you take that side, lay it down like so. This fell apart. Okay, this is the half of the snowball. Now when I put it on my side, you're going to see I cut it in half, and then in half. See how that works? Okay, and little pieces are falling off, no big deal. And you want to put that in a bowl to the side and make some noise. Take that plate out. Put a bag over it so it doesn't dry out. Okay, and let me get one of those little pieces out. I should have had one out, but I didn't. You get one of the little pieces. Now, you don't have to measure. You don't have to, there's no weight for these. Just take them in your hand and smush them like another little tiny snowball. And just smush them down. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be a certain weight. So what we're going to do with these now is we're going to get your handy dandy wax paper, and notice, well, I have to lift it up for you to notice. We got our pan, and guess what it's on? It's on low. And that's been heating up. So take your wax paper, about that much, lay it on the cutting board or the surface you prefer to work on. Take another piece about this much and put your little dough ball right in the middle. And get your handy dandy $2 rolling pin. Smush it down. It's going to crinkle apart. It's going to do all kinds of different things. And what you're going to want to do now is roll it out like, well, this is kind of neat, but I can show you this way. Oh, you see it in there? Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to turn it. Remember, tortillas and flour tortillas, you turn them. And you're going to roll it out. And we're going to want to keep on doing this until we get those suckers as flat as possible. I mean, you want them vinified. Really thin. So just keep working on it. Now this takes a little time, but in the end it's well worth it, and I like doing it. If you don't like doing it, you can actually stop right here. Actually, I'm going to do one just to let you see what it looks like if you just peel the wax paper back, retrieve your handy dandy spatula, and what you're going to want to do is hold it this way. So see how it's curved, it's kind of bent? And you're going to want to pick that underneath and slide it and just keep on loosening it. Now it rips sometimes, but you know, it's one of those things where the more you practice, the better you get. And I have them rip all the time because this is a very delicate process. Now, I don't want to get rid of that piece right there. So see, I just removed a piece, but don't throw this away. You can always add it to another ball. And this is a really elongated one, but let's cut this in half actually. Okay, so there we go. We got our tortilla. But that's not how I like them, but let's cook it anyway. Put it down gently. I threw it, sorry. And again, take your spatula and make sure it doesn't stick because they too have to be kind of moved. Ah, there we go. Okay, now it's, remember, shake, shake, shake. Well, corn tortillas need a little bit extra help. And that one's cooking up nicely. Let's get the other one in here because we don't want to waste that. Okay. Now let me bring you close up. See how it's getting that white? If you can see it's smoking, it's getting that white. You don't want to cook them very long. It gets a little bit of white. And again, I'm lost for words. I have no idea what that's called. Let's move on to the next one, the way I like to make it. So I'm going to add that little piece of dough to another round. Actually, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger this time. And there's something amazing about corn tortillas. They smell so good. Let's see. And you're going to want to do the same thing as the flour tortillas. Look for the little brown spots. Now see, it's a little bit too wet. I can't. When they get to a certain point, you can flip them with your hands. My cat is trying to get into the cupboard, so that's what that noise is. She is a little rascal today. Actually, what am I doing? Oh! Ah! There it is. Okay, let's set that down. Squish it. Now if you want, remember that little plate I told you about? You don't want to use the rolling pin. Flatten it with the plate. And then that plate will come in handy again. Okay, now we're going to roll it out again. And this one's going to even roll even bigger. Okay, let's check our... They're cooking up really nice. Okay. Now, flour tortillas are also good for lunch and dinner. I don't know. I haven't figured out breakfast yet because the texture of it, I tried it with fruit. I'm an experimenter. And it just, I guess you have to have a taste for it, but you can have it with fruit if you want. I think peaches would be good, but you know, experiment around because everyone has different taste. I'm like the extreme. I like trying different flavors. Okay. Okay, that is good. Okay, peel it off slowly. You don't want to rip it. And then get the plate out. Well, guess what we're going to do with the plate? We're going to use the plate as a stencil. Stick the plate on top of the flour tortilla. And I had a knife. And the knife. I have things prepared and then things disappear. Isn't that the way it always goes? Yeah, I think these are ready about now. Okay, yeah. Well, oh boy. Okay. Oh, no wonder I used it. No wonder I couldn't find it. Got distracted. Okay, get your handy dandy knife, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut around the plate. Not too, don't use it, don't dig it down too much. You're going to want to remove the excess with the spatula because you don't want to tear your creation. And let's make sure our creation in the pan doesn't get ruined. Okay, this is what your corn tortilla looks like. It's going to have little brown spots. Let me line it up. You see that? This is done. These are two very good corn tortillas that can be used for something, but they don't really have the right shape. I guess you could use them for just like scraps, but I'll still use them. We'll still eat them. Okay, let's get back to the round tortilla. Move all the scraps around it, and remember, don't throw the scraps away. Reform that. Take your next little piece of dough, form it into a ball, add it to it. Make sure I cover it up. Okay, lift up your plate. It's going to have some rough edges. It's not going to be perfect. And then remember, this way. And you're going to want to turn it in a circle. So turn, separate, turn, separate, turn, separate. I think these are a little bit bigger than the last ones I made, but that's okay. And it just ripped. But, oh my god, it's a miracle. Take your finger and fix the rip. Okay. Another rip. Oh, look at that. It's gone. Okay. And there we go. Our tortilla. And it has a little hole in it, but each one's going to have its unique, different personality. So that's basically it. Take your next piece of dough. Now, if you want, you can roll it out and stick it on without forming it into a little round like that. We'll let that one cook. And I got a cat with some energy in her. Okay, so there's your second round. Now, your tortilla paper, your wax paper is going to get a little bit damp, and it's going to have character also. So what you want to do is, that's why you want to get it from the dollar store, and you can go through a whole bunch of it. But if you don't want to do that, here's the other suggestion I make. Get not these plastic bags. These, I've tried these before, and they ended up with the print off the bag. So who knows what's else in the bag? But your regular vegetable, you know, when you go get your vegetables, you pull the bag down, you stick your vegetables in it. Those also make great tortilla when you want to flatten them out. And make sure, again, the print's on the outside and not, the inside. Well, wait a minute. Okay, slow down. The print has to be on the outside because you're putting the tortilla on the inside. Or if you want, you can lay 2 plastic bags on top of each other. I do it all the time, but if you don't like that method, and there's tons of methods for making it into a tortilla, but this is the method I recommend. And again, the dollar store wax paper, it's $1. You can go through a whole bunch of it and it's not going to matter. And it's not like you're going through a case of it just to make tortillas. Okay, let's flip our... If you can hear anything in the background, that's the cat. We got a wild one. Okay, this is almost done. So what we're going to do is we're going to cook this up, and as soon as this is done, we're going to end the show and then go on to the next thing. And again, you're going to want to look for little spots. As soon as the little brown spots start showing up, then voila. And tortillas are great for any kind of meats. I will have recipes coming up. I'm not going to not have recipes. And just eat flour tortillas by themselves. Eat corn tortillas by themselves. That's not part of cooking. Okay, so let me get this out. Show you what it looks like. And again, it's hot. There it is. I'm kind of speeding it up. Doesn't have any brown spots on it, but it's fine. Doesn't have to have brown spots, but there, see how it's holding shape and it's not falling apart. Now, if you pick it up and it falls apart, it's not done cooking. So, just to speed things up, because my timer is going a little bit overboard. So, I will talk to you later.